Hi, this is Ishan with Go Business Plans, and I wanted to quickly walk you through a sample business plan completed by us. So, this is a sample plan for a mortgage lending business, a mortgage broker. It'll give you a good idea of the detail that we go into and the format that we like following and what we can potentially do for you. So we first kind of start with obviously a cover page, then a table of contents, which will clearly uh, display all the different sections we'll be doing for your business, and essentially giving the reader of the business plan the option to actually jump to the section that's most important to them. So they can go to the company analysis or the industry analysis and the market analysis directly without having to read the entire plan. Typically, and this really depends on the type of business, we like to include an executive summary. This is essentially an overview of the entire business and the entire business plan in a more of a 2 to 3 page format. So a simple company overview, which kind of describes what the company does, the market opportunity, the trends in the industry that support the business, and from there, if it's an existing business, really talking about your current company and the expansion plan. But if it's a new company, we really just want to talk about, what makes the company different and what you're doing that's going to be your value proposition to the marketplace. This is essentially designed to be a 3 page summary of the entire business. And then if the investor or the bank is looking for more detail, they can read the company overview. And typically what we want to include is a mission statement, a philosophy, an overview of the product and services you'll be providing the marketplace, and explaining them. And then most importantly, a unique value proposition. What makes you unique, what makes you different, what makes you better compared to the entire competition in the marketplace, and what are you offering as unique to your users, your customers, etc. Once we're able to do that, then the next section is the industry analysis. This is the size of the industry you'll be operating in. It gives a good overview of the revenue and the average profit margin, the number of businesses you'll be competing with. But most importantly, we want to talk about what the industry performance was in the last 5 years and what the industry performance is expected to be the next 5 years. And we pretty much have access to all of the major industry reports like IBIS World, Euromonitor, Mintel, Forrester, Gartner, and obviously you can see that it's really visually done in a way that a potential investor can just look at the graph and understand what we're trying to talk about. From there, we typically want to talk about the products and services. Essentially, this is a segmentation of the industry. So if the entire industry is at a certain size, what is the segmentation of that industry? What percentage of the revenue comes from what type of products? And we will do that research for you as well. From there, we will do other maybe secondary industries you'll be operating in and analyzing those, as well as any trends that support the launch of your business. And from there, we really want to talk about things that drive the industry. So this could be industry factors. This could be things like change in consumer sentiment. This could be change in consumer activities or the way consumers find these products and your product specifically. Anything that we feel externally will drive the growth of the business, we want to feature this in this section. Once we're able to do the industry analysis, the next section is the market analysis, which is essentially the overview of the customers. How many of these customers exist? What are the demographics? What is their income profile? What is their age profile? What is the ethnic profile? That kind of gives us a good overview of who are the customers we're going for, and also research on each of these customer segments to show that these customers are direct and potential direct customers for your business, and they will choose your service or product over the competition because of their consumer expectations or their consumer activity. Once we're able to do the market analysis, it goes to this fourth section of the business plan, which is the competitive analysis. Typically, we want to analyze 3 competitors that offer something similar do research on who they are, what they do, what their revenue is, what their kind of marketing strategies are, what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, right? But most importantly, this section we really want to talk about your competitive advantage. What makes you unique? What makes you different? What makes you better than the competition out there? Once we're able to do that, then we want to do the marketing plan. This is all of the online and offline marketing you'll be doing to generate business, generate revenue, generate leads. And we want to go into a good amount of detail here so your investor or bank can understand what are all of the different strategies you'll be using and why you're uniquely qualified to use those strategies. And from there, the next section is typically the operations plan, which is the overview of your organizational structure, the operational structure, the overview of what your management team will be, right? The key hiring requirements you'll have to be really successful over a 5-year period, as well as what your projected operational structure is, right? So if you're starting now, what does that look like in the first 6 months, and how many people you need to hire, what departments you need to create, etc. Once we're able to do that, we really go down to the most important section of the entire business plan, which is the financial plan. This is the overview of the amount of money you need, where that money will be allocated, and most importantly, with that capital, what is the summary financial projection? What is your projected revenue, projected gross profit, projected operating costs, as well as net profit from a year 1 all the way to year 5? And everything is done in an Excel sheet, customized for your business, built from scratch for your business, and it's an editable spreadsheet. So what that means is you can use this spreadsheet to run different scenarios, growth scenarios, average price point scenarios. And for example, if the investor tells you what happens if you increase your price by 10%, you can make that change in the Excel sheet and all the numbers will update in real time. If they ask you what happens if you need to, let's just say, hire, 2 more people, you can quickly do that. You can add their salaries, the payroll tax will be calculated automatically, and all of your operational costs and profitability will be calculated automatically. So it's a sheet that not only can be used for real-time calculations, but also for the ongoing planning of your business. Once we're able to introduce the numbers, right, we really want to tell the investor and the bank how we got the numbers. So revenue metrics, how those numbers were calculated, graphs that show the revenue growth over time, all of the operational expenditures on a 5-year period, right? So they can see what costs are growing, what costs are staying the same, and get a good idea of how these numbers were calculated. And most importantly, at the end, giving a 5-year income statement, a 5-year balance sheet, and a 5-year cash flow statement, which are the required financial statements that any investor, any bank would want to see. So in total, this is just a sample plan. Obviously, each project that we do is customized to your unique requirements, whether you're going for investor funding or bank funding, the industry you're in, whether you're a new company or an existing company, and also obviously the industry makes a lot of difference as well. And so every project we do here is customized to your unique requirements. So I would encourage you to schedule a free consultation with us. We'll talk about your business. We'll give you advice, business plan structural advice, business plan content advice, marketing advice, as well as give you a good idea of how long your project might take, what the project will cost, and if we can help. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.